So, this is the home screen of your Moodle site. Let me explain how to navigate to the basic features you'll want to use. Keep in mind that Moodle is very powerful and has a lot of features that you will never need, so don't be worried that you don't understand a lot of what you see. It's not necessary for you to understand everything in order to use Moodle. First, any courses you are taking as a student or courses you have created as a teacher will appear here in the center. You'll notice you have been assigned an introductory course by Moodle. I suggest you take a look at that as soon as possible. You can also begin creating your first course from here, but let's deal with that later. In the upper right-hand corner next to your name, you'll see a drop-down arrow. This menu gives you access to your dashboard, which gives you the icon view of your courses. You'll notice that you can also access the dashboard from the left navigation panel. Back to the drop-down menu. Your profile gives you access to several options, but the only one you need to know about for now is how to change your user information. Here you can change your username, password, email address, and your avatar. Once you're done, click Update Profile. The Grades button will give you access to the gradebooks for all of the courses you are teaching or enrolled in as a student. Messages are just what you think. Preferences are for picky people. You don't really need anything from here right now. You can also log out, and finally, you can always switch your view to see what the site looks like from the student perspective. Click Home or this main button up here to go back to your home page. The gear is super handy. You'll need to go here to turn editing on and off. I'll explain that later. You need to go ahead and edit your settings right now. Change your site name to something more appropriate, probably your exact business name. You can add a quick description or the purpose of your site, or you can leave it blank. You can also change the type of information that is included on the home screen. Again, that's for picky people. Click Save. You'll notice that nothing happens. You'll have to go back home and click on the gearbox again. Honestly, the rest of these links are for picky people, so we're going to skip them for now. Sure, someday you'll find something here and you'll wonder how you ever lived without it. For now, trust me, you can live without it. Let's look at that gearbox one more time. You'll notice that we're still in edit mode. If you're ever frustrated because things look different or you're unable to edit things, just remember that you might have to turn editing back on. Take a look up here. The triple stacker menu just hides the menu, and the title right here is your Get Home Fast button. If you're ever lost on the site and need to get back home, just click this. Next, the dashboard. I already showed you this, but I want to show you a super cool feature. You can edit the types of things that show up here. Personally, I don't think it matters, but it could be useful. You can delete, move, or add new blocks. The calendar is just what you think it is. Private files is also just what you think it is. Nothing special here. The content bank is where you can add all kinds of super cool things and reuse them in different courses. Under My Courses, you will see all of the courses you are enrolled in, as well as those you're teaching. I just want to point out that these same links to the courses can be accessed from the home screen, as well as from the dashboard. Moodle has made sure that everyone can find their courses. The site administration. Whew, this is the powerhouse of Moodle right here. You'll see a lot of complicated options, but don't worry. Large businesses and huge universities use Moodle, and they need really complicated, elaborate, data-driven options. The good news is that you probably don't. Okay, so before continuing, I want to clarify what happens under site administration. It applies to every student, every instructor, and every course on the entire site. So you will only want to change things here if you want a feature or a change to apply to everyone. Okay, let's get started. So I don't really use anything on this first tab. Users is very important because this is where you will enroll new students into your site. Courses can be important, but you can create courses from your home screen, so this tab might be useless for you. Some people might be interested in course categories. A category is a way to assign a course as a specific type. For example, you might have English courses and science courses. The benefit of categories is organization. And if you only have a few courses, this extra organization step wouldn't be that useful. You probably won't use anything under grades either. But if your students will do a lot of separate activities, then you might want to spend some time in the grading section. You can create grade categories like discussions or classwork. You can create weighted grades and choose how grades are exported. Businesses use Moodle for certification courses, so you probably won't need these features. Everyone will use plugins at some point. One of the most common uses is a custom certificate. You can create a standard layout of a certificate and use it for all of the certificates you issue. You might also be interested in changing the self-enrollment plugin. You can require all instructors to give students a password or an enrollment key in order to join their courses. The usefulness of that depends on your needs and the type of clientele you have. And finally, if you're just setting up a site, you might want to adjust how the SCORM package is displayed, but that isn't required. So that's it for plugins. There are two simple changes you can make under Appearance. Under Boost, you can choose a background image and a main color. Without more coding experience, that's all you can do. And I hate this green color, so I need to go back and change that right away. Finally, server and reports are not useful for the average simple user of Moodle, so you probably won't need these either. So let's review the basics. Under the drop-down menu, you can change your email and avatar. If you aren't able to edit stuff, you need to turn editing on under the gear. You have a Get Home Quick button. On your home page, you can start creating a new course. A content bank is for creating reusable content. Under Site Administration, there are two basic features to use: upload users and create a certificate. I think you're ready to get started.